I'm still proud of myself no matter what. I know I fought my heart.
You would have done differently tonight in this fight?
You know, you can ask Angel that question. He was on the outside looking in, so he could probably tell you more.
Yeah, he could have did more. He could have got busier. He could have did what he did at the end of the round right there on 12. He would have did that. He was just giving him too much respect. He heard him at one time. He didn't hurt him, like buckled him, but I could see he shook him a little bit. And he let him come back into the fight. So the only thing Danny did wrong today, he didn't get busy enough.
As a reminder, if you have any questions for Danny via Zoom, please raise your hand. Our next question will come from Roberto Vinces. Roberto, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yes, this question for Angel. Ángel, en español, nomás tu reacción nomás a la pelea. Acabas de decir que Danny no hizo el plan como se había hablado. Nomás tu reacción y describe esta pelea de esta noche, por favor.
Sí, no hizo el plan. El plan era estar más busy because en el pasado, that's what we went wrong at from the past. So we learned from the 2 losses Danny had. Aprendimos de eso, era para estar más ocupado. Y no lo hizo, pues entonces, tú sabes, that's why he didn't get the decision. Porque un juez le dio 4 rounds nada más. So that was kind of bad.
Okay, we'll take our next question via Zoom from Keenan Atchison. Keenan, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, Danny, did Spence surprise you that he was able to block away that right hook and you weren't able to catch him as flush as you normally are able to catch most of your opponents?
No, I knew what he was bringing to the table. You know, I think most of it was just me. I had to believe in it more. I had to throw it more. I felt like I threw it a lot. It just wasn't connecting. Maybe he was ready for it. But, yeah, I can't make no excuses, man. It is what it is. He got the decision, and what can we do? We can only get better from now.
All right, we'll take another question from David Melander. David, if you have another question, please ask your question.
Hey, Danny, what do you say? What was it tonight that it seemed like you were not using your jab enough? What was it, the way he was defending you most of the night?
No, I just think he had a pretty good jab. It was rangy. It was throwing my timing off a little bit, and I think that was the key in the fight. His jab, but that's pretty much it. Everything else I was adapted to it. I knew he was going to go to the body. I knew he was going to throw those looping left hands. But his jab was a little better than I expected.
All right, thank you, David. If we have any other question, oh, here we go. Mark Wicker, we'll go ahead and unmute yourself and please ask your question.
Danny, you fought Porter, Thurman, and now Spence. What separates Spence from the other 2 guys?
You know, I feel like they're all kind of on the same level. He just, I think he has a better jab and he's stronger than all 3 of them. Physically stronger than all 3 of them. But I feel like they all have different type of strengths. But I think he may be the strongest one out of all 3 of them.
All right, thank you, Mark. We'll take our next question from Ben Baby. Ben, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, Danny, I mean, throughout that fight, is there something how surprised were you with the shape and condition he was in? And did you think that you'd see maybe more rust than you saw tonight out of Spence, given the layoff and the accident?
You know, he was in shape. I was in good shape. But like I said before, I think we were both in great shape. I just feel like the key to the fight was his jab. You know, he took his jab away. If I would have took his jab a little bit more, I felt like I would have been more successful. And that was that's pretty much it. I think that was the key to the fight, his jab. Other than that, I feel like everything else, I knew what he was going to do. We had a great game plan. You know, I should have been busier, but it's easy to say. And, you know, we were trying to land that right hand over the side, but, you know, I landed it a few times, but he took it well. I hit him to the body pretty good. Sometimes he took it well. You know what can I say, man? He's a true champion. I'm a true champion. We fought hard for 12 rounds. And The judges gave it to him. He was the better man. I can't make no excuses. I'm a true champion. It's all good.
All right, thank you, Ben. We'll take our next question from Fago Franklin. Fago, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Despite the pandemic, what does it mean to you that you came out here and gave your fans a good fight tonight?
You know, it means a lot. You know, it's crazy times right now in the world. And, you know, it's a crazy time for sports. And, you know, I'm blessed enough to, me and Errol Spence are blessed enough to even fight a pay-per-view fight, a big fight, this fight, with these times going on in the world. So, you know, it's a blessing to the fighters and the fans. And it's a blessing for everyone to give someone to do it. There's a lot of people who flew out here from all around the country. You know, they're on lockdown, so they want to come out here and have a good time. And we gave them a good show.
Fago, we'll kick it back to questions from inside AT&T Stadium.
This question's for both Danny and Angel. First off, with Angel, what did you make overall of how the fight unfolded, and what do you think was the key for Errol to get the decision in terms of adjustments you guys couldn't make in there?
Well, it was up to Danny. He had to let his hands go. You know, you can't force it. You can tell them what to do. Doesn't mean they're going to do it. You can have a plan. It don't mean, Danny should have got busier. We learned, like I said before, that was the pass he brought him back. That was happening in the other fight. He wasn't busy enough. That's the only thing he did. He took the shots well. He dipped and slipped, but he didn't counter. If he would have did a little more countering when he was dipping and slipping, that was the game plan. He took shots well. You know, he gave him back. He hurt one time. I thought he hurt Spence a little bit. In one round, he didn't drop enough, but, you know, he hurt him. I seen him buck a little bit. But then he let him get back into the fight. And then Spence was stealing the rounds, too. He would get busy at like a minute into the fight. You know, a minute left on the fight, on the rounds. What he could have did better was that, get busier. Because it's all about punching, man. It's about landing. It's not about looking pretty, slipping and dipping. You got to counter that. You can't slip and dip, don't counter. The judges don't give you points for that. You win round by landing. You have to land punches. And that's what Danny did tonight. He didn't land enough. If he would have did what he did in the 12, the last round, the last couple seconds of the last round, that was the fight he was supposed to give him. You see how he held, he was strong, but he just didn't let his hands go.
Danny, what was so tricky about Errol's jab?
It was, he has good reach. It's a strong jab, and it has good timing, and he knows when to throw it. He knows when to step to you. So I think that was the key to the fight, to be honest. He had a good jab. He used it well. I was trying to get around it to land some body shots, try to use my own jab. And
he was getting around it.
Yeah,
you just had a counter. You did well. He didn't hit you with jabs like that.
No, I'm just saying.
You making it seem like he killed you with a jab.
No, I'm just saying that was the key.
He didn't kill you with that jab. You just didn't counter the jab. You seen everything. You seen everything, man. Stop saying it.
Next question.
Oh, okay. Danny, you said it earlier. It's so much easier said than done. But why aren't you able to get the punch numbers up and let the left hook go tonight? Why is that?
You know, I just couldn't get it off. You know, I tried. Like I said before, I tried. He did a good job of taking it away. And but I think the key to this fight was the right hand. The key was the right hand. We know that everyone's looking for the left hook, and the key was the right hand. We tried to land the right hand. I felt we landed some good right hands too, and some good body shots. So the body shots was pretty good. The right hands was pretty good. And like I said before, it was just, you know, that's when two champions fight. You know, one guy's going to be better that night. Tonight, he just outpointed me. Can't make no excuses. I hold my head high no matter what. I'm proud of myself. I came a long way. And I will be back, so it's nothing really to cry about. It's nothing to be sad about. You know, I fought a champion. I beat champions. Champions beat me, and that's the name of the sport. So I'm not going to cry about it, and I'll just be back stronger. That's it. What can I do? You know, I'm still proud. I came a long way, so it is what it is.
You guys should be proud. It was one of the best fights I've seen in years, Danny. You have a great chin, first of all, maybe the best in boxing. How close did you get to landing that hook? Because some of them were like half an inch away.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like if I would have set it up better, like with a right hand to the body, or even a straight right hand left hook, I felt like the hook would have landed, or maybe a body shot left hook. But like I said before, we didn't really focus on, we knew the hook was going to be there. We were more focused on that right hand because we know everyone's so used to it. And I landed it a few times, but he took it well. And I landed to the body a few times. He took it well. So, it is what it is.
This question's for both Angel and Danny. Angel first. Do you think maybe right now is the right time for Danny to maybe dip his toes at 154? I know you guys have talked about that in the past. That's something that you guys maybe like to try out. Do you think this is the time now, or do you want to stay at 47 still?
I mean, we go to 54, but the weight's not the problem. You still got to sacrifice, because if you go to 54, you're walking around 190 pounds. So it's just, then they're going to have to sacrifice fit. You're always going to have to sacrifice weight. The business, it comes with the business. It's part of their job to sacrifice. 54 would have made it. He didn't do nothing wrong today. He just wasn't busy enough. Like, he lost, yes, but it was because he chose to do that. It's not because Spence really whooped his ass and all. Like, I ain't seen no whooping there. I mean, a little bumpy in there, that comes with the package. You're always going to get bruised, and he light skinned. You're going to see it more than anybody else. But he's not like where Spence whooped his ass, and I mean, he never hit the camper. He took the shots well, like I said. I mean, he just got to get busier. You only win fights by landing. You don't win fights by nothing else. And that was the only problem he had tonight. He just didn't let his hands go, but not like he was supposed to. Because a lot of times when you're in the pocket, you dipping and slipping. I mean, you seeing everything. So you make him pay. He would slip under like that right there to the liver. When you dip back to the right hand on this side, that's what counts. That's what he did wrong. That's the only thing. It wasn't the way. He didn't look weak in there. And if he would have threw it, like I said, the last 30 seconds of the 12th round, that's Danny Garcia right there. That was a little too late to try afterwards. But I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed at him. But I'm not mad. Now, I was pissed when we lost to fucking Keith Thurman. I was ramming. But not that I'm saying I'm going to accept the L, because I'm never going to accept the L. But what you do, you move on. That's it.
We came to his hometown, and we fought a champion in his hometown. So even if it was close, I probably still wouldn't have got it anyway. So I probably would have to knock him out. But it is what it is. No excuses. Like I said before, I'm always going to be proud of myself because I know I can always come back stronger.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Okay, we're going to go with the Zoom questions first and then in the room. Andrew, take it away.
All right. Thanks, Kelly. We'll start with Ben Baby. Ben Baby, you can unmute yourself and ask away.
Errol, Danny said that he thought the jab controlled the fight tonight. What made that so effective, and did you expect that to be as successful as it was throughout the evening?
It was just just common sense basically. I mean, I was the taller person. He had the shorter arms, and I always had a great jab. So that's what we was working on. Working on using the jab, setting everything up with the jab, and basically just outpointing him. That's I think. I did well using my jab. I think Lennox Lewis would be really proud of me. Using my jab like the way I did.
Right. I think a lot of folks were wondering how you were going to take a punch after the accident. Is there one tonight that maybe you were proud of how well you were able to respond?
No, because I had a 10, 12 week training camp where I was sparring. So, I was taking the punches in sparring, so I wasn't, surprised, I was taking the punch in the fight because, it was, something that, I've been taking, so I wasn't surprised at all, and I always had a great chin.
Next question from Jeremy Harris. Jeremy, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, Errol. Congratulations on your victory. How would you appraise your performance? How would you rate yourself?
I give myself a B. I think I had a little bit of ring rust in there, but I think I was just in such great shape and had a great training camp and took everything serious. Where I could overwhelm. I can just not be discouraged by me having ring rust and things like that. So I feel like just working my jab and using my angles and boxing. Was the best move, and that's what I basically did.
Your performance in this fight, and as far as what you see moving forward for the future, obviously everyone's talking about Terrence Crawford. Is that a legitimate chance of happening, or do you guys feel like you're miles and miles apart?
I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about seeing my kids tomorrow and chilling on my ranch and finally riding my horses after 10, 12 weeks and, just chilling out and eating some good food. So we'll see what holds in the future. But right now, just to enjoy myself. I had a long year and a half, to come back and, work hard, train hard, and just was 120% focused. And I'm going to wind down for like a week or two till I get back on the ball.
Here to media on the Zoom. Please raise your hand if you'd like to ask a question. We'll take our next question from Keenan Atchison. Keenan, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Keenan?
Yes, please ask your question, Keenan.
Keenan?
All right, we'll move on to Mark Wicker. Mark, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Errol, what was the sensation like walking in tonight? You seemed like you had a smile on your face. I'm sure it was probably had to be a little bit emotional after such a long time and everything that happened. How excited were you when you made that walk into the ring?
Well, I was super excited. This is my home. This was a lifelong dream of mine, just, be a household name in Dallas, and now I'm a household name. And, I was just thankful to have, fans here and family here and, everybody support me. And I was smiling because it was a long road to come back. And it was a lot of, sacrifice and, just, buckling down and staying focused and, trials and tribulations to get to this point, to tonight. And I got to that point and, it paid off. So, like they say, everything happened for a reason. And I feel like, I'm here for a reason, and I basically proved that, I'm back and I'm here to stay, and I'm the unified champion of the world.
That first round feel, you were sharp. It didn't look like you. It looked like you had kind of taken up where you left off. And did that feel any different than any other first round you usually fight?
No. No, it was just, like I said, I've been training. I've been in the gym for probably March. I've been in the gym since March, late March. And, we just been working and training hard and just, being 100% focused. So I was just, this training camp, I was just in the gym 24/7. I dedicated, basically everything just to come back and get back. And I knew I had to be just focused and go back to what I used to do and being in the gym all the time and being actually a gym rat and not just going to training camp when I got a fight coming up and actually just being there and being ready, when I got that call. So, this training camp was a little bit different. It was like back in the day where I was already, I didn't have to lose 30, 40 pounds. I was actually in training camp, training for strategy and things like that instead of, trying to lose weight and going to the gym knowing I got to lose, this much amount of weight. I was actually, already on weight and just, focused on strategy.
All right. Thanks, Mark. We'll take our next question from David Melandra. David, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hey, Errol, congratulations on your victory. At any point in the fight tonight, did any of Danny's punches hurt you at all? Feel like you're in jeopardy of potentially losing this fight?
No, I didn't. I felt some of his punches, but they wasn't hard enough to hurt me or, to wobble me or discourage me, or there wasn't really nothing like, man, like this dude can really punch. He was more strong than anything. So, but I give him all this kudos, great fighter, Iron Chin, came to fight, and, I think, he basically, tried to take my title, and, I defended it well at home. So much respect to him for just giving me his opportunity and accepting the fight and coming to Dallas and fighting me.
All right, thanks, Errol. We'll kick it back to questions inside AT&T Stadium.
Errol, congratulations. I know it was a long, long road to get back to this point. What was going on through your mind when you were walking through the little area to go to the ring?
Basically, it was just like what my shirt says. It says I'm back. And it was just more of a grateful moment for myself. Like, man, all this hard work, from this year and a half, led me to this point. So, basically it was just, man, like you worked hard to get to this point. You deserve to be here. Now it's time to put on a show. Let's go. So I wasn't nervous at all after being a year and a half off. I wasn't nervous at all coming and walking here. It was more of, man, like, this is my home. This is where I belong. Let's go. Definitely. I mean, I feel like, that's why they say a lot of boxers stay too long, because this is like a drug does. This is like a high does. So, when people are cheering for you and, the crowd, basically praising you, that's like a high. And that's why a lot of boxers, come back. Like Sugar Ray Leonard, he came back, he didn't need the money. He came back to fight because he was chasing something. He was chasing that high that, basically, people still cheering his name and being a champion and saying, like even the Hector Camacho documentary was like, man, it's nothing like when people say and new, so, I just, getting that again and just, hearing people and still and, they putting the belts around me and things like that, that meant a lot. And it's just, I'm glad my hard work and basically my dedication and my path to get back, ended with, me defending my titles and, putting the belts around my waist again and doing it in my hometown in front of all my fans.
Errol, did you feel that you hurt him at some point in the fight, particularly to the body?
Yeah, I think I hurt him a little bit, but Danny Garcia is very tough, very gritty, iron chin, iron body, and he's not going to, basically, cower down to anybody. So I think I hurt him a little bit, but, he's going to fight regardless.
It was to the body you felt you hurt him more? Or?
Yeah, I think I hurt him a couple times to the body, and I hit him in the chin and hurt him a little bit too, but he just, he's a real fighter, man, so he's not going to go down easy.
Did you feel toward the end of the fight he was just trying to make it the 12 rounds and he wasn't going to open up against you?
I think he got discouraged a little bit. In the fight, and he kind of stopped his assault because he wasn't really landing that many punches. I was blocking him, picking him off, slipping him. So I think he was getting kind of frustrated.
Errol, great performance. I know you already talked about getting back to the ranch, very understandable. But what did you think of Terrence showing up ringside? Do you think that helps build some buzz to make it a big fight?
No. I mean, he got to live up to his words. If he say he's not worried about me, then I don't know why he doing what he was doing here. I probably wouldn't go to none of his fights, so I'm not worried about Terrence Crawford. Like I said, I'm going to enjoy my time with my kids and chill out and just reflect on this year and a half that, I came back and, we're going to move on in the summertime and see who I fight. So we'll see. I got to talk to my manager, Al Heyman, and we'll go from there.
Derek, you're the only coach in boxing that has 2 unified champions. Are you trainer of the year this year? It's almost over.
Hey, man, they'll find somebody to jump in front of me. They'll try to, but they really can't do it this time, I don't think, because of the circumstances. But, you never know. They'll find somebody.
And Earl, this proves tonight that you're very popular. Over 16,000 fans in a pandemic. They put, I don't know if you noticed during the fight, they put Crawford on a big screen. He got booed.
Well, that's what they were booing. I didn't know they were booing.
Yeah, that's what they were booing. So what does it say? Do you have this big fan base here? You and Canelo, 120,000?
Like I said, I'm not worried about anybody right now. I'm going to enjoy my time with my family, chill out, and, maybe buy a couple horses and goats and cows and chickens and things like that. But, right now I'm just going to chill out, man, enjoy this a little bit of a layoff. It was a hard year and a half for me, coming back, and I need to rest a little bit and not really think about boxing for like a week and then jump back on the ball. But I'm not gonna get out of shape, not gonna get too fat. I'm gonna keep working and stay in the gym.
Derek, question over here. Could you go into a little bit about the plan tonight for Danny and how crucial the jab was and ended up being?
Well, I always say the jab is the easiest punch to throw, the fastest punch you can throw, and the hardest punch to block. And you can see it tonight that it gave him a lot of issues. And he used the jab for the distance. He used the jab just to constantly keep him occupied. And he set him up with a lot of times with the jab. So he used it for several reasons. And then it was beautiful, man. It worked.
Derek, in an ideal world, you being Errol's trainer, how quickly would you want to see him back, and what, what more do you want to see out of him? He said he gave himself a B. Would you give him that rating too, or do you think he performed pretty well here tonight?
Nah, man, I give him an A+ just because he was able to be consistent. And I think that it's very difficult because that's what Danny Garcia's strength is in the complacency of the fighters. The fighters get comfortable. They get complacent, and he catches them with a good shot. So, myself, I would give him an A only because of the fact that his level of consistency. I didn't like when he was kind of dropping his hands a little bit, and I kind of told him, but at the same time, that's when Danny's he's at his strength because people get comfortable. And, I think that I don't necessarily, that's not my thing to say whenever I want him back in the ring. I just want him back in the gym in a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. But other than that, I don't really, that's not my deal, man. I think that he needs to rest. He needs to get everything's in. He's going to be sore as heck tomorrow, man. Muscles and sore. He's going to need to listen. The masseuse says she wanted to see him too, but he's going to need a massage or hot, whatever. But I think that, maybe in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, he'll be back in the gym and just keep it rolling, man.
Hey, Errol, I think it was toward the end of the 11th round. You looked down at the canvas. I couldn't really see what happened. Did you lose your mouthpiece? Is that what you were looking down at, or what?
Oh, yeah, I lost my mouthpiece.
Okay.
And we have one more question on Zoom from Calvin Watkins with the Dallas Morning News. Calvin, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Please ask your question.
Earl, at what point during this fight did you feel like you were the stronger guy? Did you know that coming in, or as the fight was progressing, did you feel like, oh, I'm the bigger guy, I'm the stronger guy? I could just feel it as the fight was going.
I kind of knew that I was the stronger guy just because, you know, I'm stronger than a lot of people, you know. You know, even though, you know, people say I might be skinny or whatever, I'm just naturally strong. People I spar, you know, light heavyweights, and things like that, and push them around. So, you know, I just felt like I was a strong guy. And especially him, you know, fighting at 140 before and things like that. And I was already bigger than him. I felt like I was bigger than him. I'm taller than him. My arms are longer than his. So, you know, I just felt like, you know, he couldn't do nothing with me if we was fighting on the inside and outside. So I just felt that, you know, I held all the advantages. And, you know, before this fight, just watching him fight throughout the years and, you know, watching my fight, I just felt I had a better arsenal than him. I'm done.